Hello everyone. My name is Muhammad Zikri Alfurqan and my student number is 240190056. I'm from class NK2-24 studying in Introduction to Literature with Ma'am Leni Marilina, and right now I want to tell about some page that I really love from the novel I chose. So the novel I chose is Norwegian Wood by Haruki Murakami. So this is Haruki Murakami. Now he is 76 years old, born in January 8, 1949. The book itself released in 1987. So the page that I really love from this book is two page and page which is the page 30 and 31. Let me read it for you. Kizuki had left no suicide note and had no motive that anyone could think of because I had been the last one to see him. I was called in for questioning by the police. I told the investigating officer that Kizuki had given no indication of what he was about to do, that he had been exactly the same as always. The policeman had obviously formed a poor impression of both Kizuki and me, as if it was perfectly natural for the kind person who could skip classes and play pool to commit suicide. A small article in the paper brought the affair to a close. Kizuki's parents got rid of his red and 360 for a time. A white flower marked his school desk. In the 10 months between Kizuki's death and my exams, I was unable to find a place for myself in the world around me. I started sleeping with one of the girls at school, but that didn't last 6 months. Nothing about her really got to me. I applied to a private university in Tokyo, the kind of place with an entrance exam for which I wouldn't have to study much, and I passed with exhilarations. The girl asked me not to go to Tokyo. It's 500 miles from here, she pleaded, but I had to get away from Kobe at any cost. I wanted to begin a new life where I didn't know a soul. You don't give a damn about me anymore. Now that you've slept with me, she said, crying. That's not true, I insisted. I just need to get away from this town, but she was not prepared to understand me. And so we parted, thinking about all the things that made her so much nicer than the other girls at home. I sat on the bullet train to Tokyo, feeling terrible about what I'd done, but there was no way to undo it. I would try to forget her. There was only one thing for me to do when I started my new life in the dorm. Stop taking everything so seriously, establish a proper distance between myself and everything else, forget about green bees, pool tables, and red and 360s, and white flowers on school days, about smoke rising from all cemeteriums, chimneys, and chunky paper right in the police interrogation rooms. It seemed to work at first. I tried hard to forget, but there remained inside me a fog knot of air, and as time went by, the knot began to take on a clear and simple form, a form that I'm able to put into words like this. Death exists, not as the opposite but a part of a life. It's a cliche translated into words, but at the time I feel it's not as words but that knot of air inside me. Death exists in a paper white, in a 4 red and white balls on a pool table, and we go on living and breathing it into our lungs like fine dust. Until that time, I had understood death as something entirely separate from and independent of life. The hand of death is bound to take us, I had felt, but until the day it reached out for us, it leaves us alone. This had seemed to me the simple, logical truth. Life is here, death is over there. I am here, not over there. The night Kizuki died, however, I lost the ability to see death in such simple terms. Death was not the opposite of life, it was already here, within my being. It had always been here, and no struggle wouldn't permit me to forget that. When I took the 17 years old Kizuki that night in May, death took me as well. I lived through the following spring at 18 with that knot of air in my chest, but I struggled all the while against becoming serious. Becoming serious was not the same thing as approaching the truth. I sensed, however, vaguely, but death was fact. A serious fact, no matter how you look at it. Stuck inside this suffocating contradiction, I went on endlessly spinning in circles. Those were strange days. Now that I look back at them, in the midst of life, everything revolved around death. So these two pages talking about the moment after the character friends named Kizuki died of suicide, and the favorite quote of mine is this one: death exists not as the opposite but a part of life, telling that death is always near us, so we need to prepare to face it. Like we don't know when it will come, but it's already here, near us, near everyone, and ready to take everyone away from here. That's it, everyone, for this part. Thank you very much for listening and watching. Goodbye.